Today we're going to be talking about writing an essay. You're going to need two things before we get started. You need your journal, and you're going to need a pen or a pencil. I'll wait just a minute while you get everything ready. Need a pen or a pencil. At the top of your journal page, I want you to write this title, Writing an Essay. I write, you write. Take good notes. Writing an essay. When you write an essay this year, I want you to think about a visual to go with this. And our visual is going to be a snowman, because a snowman, if you've ever made one and rolled snowballs, there are three big snowballs sometimes when you make a snowman, just like writing an essay. So we're going to make three balls. The first one, the second one's going to be larger, and then the third one is the smallest one, the feet. I want you to make the snowman as large as your page in your journal. Make a large snowman, just like I have filled up the page. Make a large snowman. Do you remember what the first part of an essay is called? That's right. It's called the introduction. So right here, I want you to write introduction. Do you remember what the largest part of an essay is called? Right. It's called the body. Good job. Good job so far. Do you remember what the final part of an essay is called? The part where you're ending. That's right. It's called the conclusion. Are you writing with me? Good. Now that you know what the three basic parts of an essay are called, what goes into making up each part? That's the complex part. It's not complicated, but it's a little complex. An introduction is usually 3 or a couple of more sentences long. Everybody always asks, how long does it need to be? So I'll tell you, the introduction needs to be about 3 or 4 or 5 sentences long. There are 3 sentences that go into the introduction. Do you remember what the first sentence is called? Yes, it's called the hook. And I'm going to make this into the snowman's eyes. And he can wear glasses. Here he is. He's wearing glasses. That's the hook. The hook is probably the most important sentence of the essay, because you have to grab the reader's attention. You have to hook them in, like you're reeling them in when you're fishing and they're on a hook. Your writing is going to be read by many different people throughout your school career, college, high school, and you need to be sure that everybody wants to read your writing, that they cannot put it down. And so you need to make the first sentence, the hook, very interesting. You need to grab the reader's attention. Are you writing with me? Good. I write, you write, we all write. The second sentence is called the overview. And that is where you tell the topic. What are you talking about in this essay? We're going to make the overview the snowman's nose. It's a big carrot nose. The overview. That's where you tell the topic. And the third sentence in the introduction is called the thesis. The thesis tells 3 things you're going to be talking about. It tells 3 things you will discuss in your essay. And the thesis is going to be the mouth. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you are writing about the crystal methamphetamine problem among teenagers in Hawaii. You might start out with your hook and say, there's an ice storm in Hawaii. And people would think, what? There's no ice right here in Oahu. The overview statement would be, the use of crystal methamphetamine, or sometimes called ice, is on the rise by teenagers in Hawaii. That's the topic of our essay. The thesis tells 3 things that you're going to be talking about. Your thesis might be, parents, peers, and teachers can all play a role in eliminating drug abuse. And that's how your introduction would be set up. The body sometimes is just one giant paragraph. But sometimes as you get older, it will always be 3 separate paragraphs. I'm going to make buttons down the snowman's suit and put the paragraph symbol inside. Each one of these paragraphs will talk about one of the 3 things you mentioned in the thesis. So the body is going to be composed of evidence. It's going to have facts. It's going to have examples. And these are the 3 things that you will find in the body. Evidence, facts, examples. The conclusion is the final part of your essay. It is going to be about 2 sentences long. You're finished with the facts and the details. It's time to stop writing. It's going to be 2 sentences long, roughly. The first sentence, you're going to restate the thesis. Look back up at the last sentence of the first paragraph. You're going to restate the thesis. I knocked myself out of my own writing. Okay. You're going to restate the thesis. And the other thing you're going to do is you're going to answer this question. What do you want people to remember a year from now? What do you want people to remember? A year from now. What is the big idea? If we were writing about the drug situation in Hawaii, we might end it with, if parents, friends, and teachers all paid attention to what's happening around them, the drug situation might be able to be eliminated or at least lessened. What do I want people to remember from now? I want people to remember that using ice will affect you the rest of your life, not just today. And it is a huge problem among the teens in this state, and we all need to do our part to eliminate it. If you have questions about writing your essay, please come and talk to me later. Keep the snowman in mind. When you're writing an essay, you need the 3 parts, and I'll be happy to help you with any of the sections if you need my help. Thank you for being such good students today. I'll see you in class.